volume to come in. As soon as we get more volume greater than the normal average volume, expect this to really push higher. If we break the good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, guys. You are welcome to the Trading Success Show. Guys, this is your boy Francis, and if this is your first time, you're welcome to the channel. I truly welcome you, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so, as well as click on the like button. What I'll be doing today is going to be chart analysis, okay? And I received so many requests as per chart and where stocks are headed. You know, one, nobody knows where the stock, you know, is heading based on just your mutual understanding of that stock. But you know, with setup criterias and with trend line, support and resistance part, you can be able to, you know, pinpoint and figure out where other people are thinking about the stock and where they feel, you know, the stock is gonna go. Right now I have in front of me what I call the S&P, which is the S&P 500 ETF, and it is SPY. So from my last video I did talk about this, so I won't spend too much time on this one, right? So right now we have our 72 in terms of RSI. The last time we had 72%, it was right around this area, you know, April 19th, and so pretty much I'm expecting a little push towards, you know, this 435 area, and then we start to pull back down because we've been, you know, we really extended away from the 50 EMA, even the 20 EMA as well. So you know, I will keep my eyes around that area for a pullback towards this breakout spot. Okay, that is for SPY. Now let's go to the next one. Next one is going to be Disney. Okay, for Disney, what I'm expecting Disney to do is to visit this trend line again. This is going to be our resistance overall. If we can break this 178 spot, okay, which is our 50 EMA, which is 177. We break this 177, 178, you know, we can easily visit that spot around the 181 area. For call options, because this is the weekend demand, and I will go through a few call options or put options to keep an eye on. We have volume coming in, sell volume, but this is a huge wick right here on this candle, so I'm expecting continuation on this particular candle, right? So the volume is huge, so I'm expecting this volume to actually take out the 50 EMA resistance that we got going on. So I'll be looking for 175, 180 call options on the name. Now let's get into the chain and see where they are buying, where the big boys are actually buying Disney, right? Disney for me is a long-term kind of stock play. Like if you want to buy the shares, this one is for a long time. This is, you know, my number one recommendation to buy and hold, as well as Boeing. Okay, yes, of course I do have a buy recommendation. Okay, so DIS, let's take a look at, I like to go for the 30-45 days out. So that 30 days will come in July, around July or the August, so it's just about a week apart, right? So let's take a look at the July 30th and see where they are buying. And take note, if I'm trading options, I want to see more volume on that call options, and as well see some open interest. Okay, that is what I want to see. So long as the volume is 50% or 60% greater than what we currently have, then that is good. And if you're looking at the open interest side, if this volume right here is at least 50 to 60% to that of the open interest, that is also a good deal as well. Okay, and I want to make sure that the difference between the ask and the bid, or the bid and the ask, is very small. The highest I can go is 30 cents, meaning if you get in a trade, you're gonna be losing $30 out of the bag. So that is the highest I can go, 30 cents spread, right? So now let's take a look at the volume. On this volume right here, we have the highest, which is 930, right? So 930 contract got sold on Friday. And look at the open interest, which is almost equal, okay, to the open interest. That is nice. Now let's go look at it. Right now we have 355 and 377. So for your 355, okay, 355 and 377 is still within our 30 cents spread, right? So this is 20 cents, so it's still within it, and that is going to be 177.50. So I will be looking for call options around this area of 177.50, or I can go, you know, further down of 175, because I like to be right in the money. Okay, I like to be in the money, most especially options that are really liquid. When I mean liquid, it means a lot of people are trading it and there is substantial amount of buying and selling, and you don't have huge amount of spread like $3 spread or $4 spread. You just have the right amount of spread. Okay, the reason why I'm looking at this is for us to get towards our next resistance. Let's look at it. Sometimes I use the options chain to figure out where the next resistance is going to be on the particular stock. Right now we're trading at 177.11. That was the last close, and let's look at 177 right here. Okay, so we have this right here. So if we can break this area, then our next resistance is going to be 180, right? So you're going to be looking at, you know, 180 as the next resistance into our next one right here, which is going to be 190. So now let's get back to the chart and look at it. So that 180 area, and then where, guess what, 190 spot. So I normally look at the options as well to depict and denote where my next resistance is going to be on a stock. Now that we got that out of the way, let's fly through the next stocks, right? ECOM, this one, keep an eye on this one, as we are actually, you know, merging right here. So we have this support right here, and right now we are working towards the $26 spot. That is going to be our resistance. Okay, that is going to be our resistance, because we have this area right here. Let's use the black. We have this area right here, and we have this right here. So technically this is going to be our next resistance on this stock. So what I'll be expecting is more volume to come in. As soon as we get more volume greater than the normal average volume, expect this to really push higher. Okay, if we break the $26 spot, guess where we're going? We're going to this $29-30 spot. That is where we're going on this stock. Next one is going to be Payc. Okay, Paycom Software, this one is a beauty as well. My ultimate target, long-term target with a favorable market condition is $400. Okay, so I'll be looking for call options that are not illiquid, and then get into this thing. The reason, see how we're breaking out of the 200 moving average, right? With a huge candle, huge amount of volume. Okay, seeing this volume alone on a Thursday, it was like, yes, let me get in this trade, and you know, this is what you would have gotten over, you know, 10 points pretty much on this trade, right? So I will be looking for call options around the 380 and 390 call options. On the backside, if we pull back and retest this 200 and we fail, then you'll be looking for 370, 360 put options on PayC. Overall, I'm looking at the inverse market as well, which is the short VIX, right? So these are the area I'm looking for. If we break this level, then we push back to this trend right here. I think this is the ETF you don't want to really buy and hold thinking is more like other stock out there, because the market will pull back and then you start buying. Most people who bought right around this area actually really getting hit right now. Okay, this is something you don't buy and hold. You buy and trade it daily, not to buy and hold for a long time. Take a look at the 3 times leverage, the 2 times leverage, or whatever you can think. These are not the stuff you buy and hold and expect it to keep pushing, higher. No, you don't do that. Even on the call option side, you don't do that. You day trade this one. You don't hold it for a swing. You can hold the market for a swing, because guess what? If we, for any reason, pull back in the stock market, we will continue to push higher. Okay, so the market today is not the market 5 years, 10 years ago. We've actually pushed higher and higher in the stock market. Okay, so now let's get to our next stock, SWKS. This one is also a beauty, Skyworks solution. Keep an eye on this flag here. If we cannot hold this flag, I'm expecting the stock to pull back to this breakout spot right here, which is 185 on Skyworks. TRMB, this one, keep an eye on this one, because we are in a critical spot right now. We are flagging, and now we just need volume to come in, because right now we don't have volume at all. Look at that, right? We don't have volume. We're trying to break out. That is not going to work. We need volume, and then we'll be able to break out towards this $85, $90. That is going to be the target for me. Okay, for this, I'll be looking at picking up some call credit spread, okay, in anticipation of this pulling back, right? And I can also look at debit spread as well as put spread on this, because we have this $80 spot. So I'll be looking at in the money. So I'll be looking at the 85 and the $80 put spread on this one, if this doesn't really sustain this move right here, if we got rejected. Okay, and if we push out of this stock, I'm expecting a pullback, guys. Okay, I'm expecting the stock to push higher and then hit the resistance, then pull back to retest this breakout spot. That is how most of this stock works. So as you get along in terms of trading, you will understand that most times when a stock breaks out, it pull back to retest that spot, then start going again. If it pull back to retest that spot and it doesn't hold that spot, it will continue pushing down. That is what we call a fake breakout. Okay, next one is going to be Boeing. Okay, Boeing is a beauty. Okay, I have shares since this pullback area in February, and I took profit and back again and all that. So right now I'm expecting price to hold this trend. Okay, with this huge candle and a huge wick, I'm expecting this to really sound a bullish move when we are coming through. Okay, overall target is going to be around that 250 area. I will be looking at call options that are 45 days out on this one, around the 245, 240 call options, 245 call options. I can also do it say 230 call options as well. If we don't hold and we reject this area, you're going to be looking at the 230 puts or 225 puts. because if we fail this area, then the next spot is the 230, right? But the same thing with, you know, if things gets going and people start traveling and the statistics comes out in terms of, you know, the flying and all that, and airline and all those good stuff, I think we'll be able to push on Boeing towards that 250. Next is going to be our KLDO. This one, the beauty of this one is simple, guys. We have 3 layers, okay, of resistance that I have my eyes on. Okay, let's say 4, because we have the 200 moving average here as well, which is 864. This stock is the one I'm buying for, you know, to hold in my portfolio for a long term, because look at the amount of volume that came in and the stock didn't sustain that move, right? So now we have bag holders around this area right now. So if we can break through this resistance into the $9 spot, I think we'll be able to push towards the $11. But overall, you know, it's not a stock that you just, you know, buy and just be scared if we pull back on this one, right? Next is going to be Sophie. Sophie, keep an eye on Sophie as well, because right now this is the area of support. This is what I call the demand zone. Okay, so keep an eye on this one and see if we can bounce back into this trend resistance. Okay, next one is going to be AI. This is a beauty because I've been buying this one. I've been just staging, that's what I call staging the trade. Just keep buying and buying. Right now we have inverse head and shoulder. Inverse head and shoulder is a bullish pattern. So long as we can sustain this pattern and hold around this right side of this shoulder, we'll be able to push through the 65 spot into the $70 spot. So keep an eye. I still want this gap to get really filled on AI, okay, because the world is heading into that technological, you know, advancement in terms of you know, artificial intelligence. Okay, Baba too. One thing about Baba is, you know, we have this issue right here. When we got into resistance, I was expecting Baba to actually continue, but we didn't. I took my profit off the table because I saw that we were hitting this area, and because that is happening, we will have issue. Okay, and also we have DD also coming up, the Chinese stock that got listed, and now this Chinese stock actually, the Chinese government is cracking down on DD. So, you know, this stock is gonna have a lot of problems, you know, in terms of pushing through. Okay, a lot of people will be taking them. No, for me, that is the most reason why I don't, you know, invest in Chinese stock, because of all the cracking down and all that. I understand the risk that is involved. You can take the risk, but for me, I limit, you know, buying all this stock. I only trade it based on, you know, initial price action on the name. So for me, keep an eye on Baba as well. Okay, if we cannot reclaim this 220, I think we'll push back down to this 215, $213 spot, $213 spot. So keep an eye on Baba. Netflix as well. I am looking for this flag to break. Okay, if this flag break, I'm looking for the $550, $560 spot on Netflix. And if this flag break the flag to the downside, then I'm looking for the 520 and 510. I've been trading options, call options on this one, and I've been banking on this one. So I will be looking for, say, the 530, 540 call options. It's a little bit pricey, but let's take a look at it real quick. Netflix, right? With the Netflix, I'll be looking for this 26 to say the 33 days out. So for the 26 days out, I'll be looking for right close in the money. So I'll be looking, right now we're trading at 533, right? So I'll be looking for maybe say the 535. So it's expensive. It's gonna cost you about $2,000 just to get one, right? But the problem is we don't have enough volume. The only one that got volume is this one right here, which is 406 that got traded last time with open interest around the the 600 call options. And when you look down, we have the 550. So you can look at the 550, you can look at the 5 which is the 530 as well. But instead of me going for the 535, I would just go for the 530 because I'll be in the money and the risk will be less in terms of decay, right? So now, if you believe that Netflix is still gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you can go for out of the money, but you're gonna go for the August side. You can go out of the money and look for something that has a huge amount of volume. Look at that right here. So you'll be going for the 640. Okay, but if you see the bid and the ask, it's all messed up. Okay, it is messed up, so I won't be able to trade this because the volume is not right. Then take a look at the 595. Okay, you have $40 spread on this one, 40 cents spread, which is $40, right? So it's not really too good. So I'll go closer in the money on the July 23, okay, or the July, the July 23 or July 30th. That's the one I was talking about. So this one is also a good one on Netflix, guys. Well, that is for that. Let's take a look at some of the crazy names that we got going on. We have Zoom. This Zoom right now, I'm thinking price rejection around here, retest this area. If this area doesn't hold, then we'll pull back down to this $375 spot. So I'll be looking for hedging on this one to the downside as well. If I decide to pick up 390 call options, then I'll be looking to hedge and pick up some puts options on Zoom. JP Morgan. JP Morgan is also a beauty, because right now we are clearing this, we're about to clear this area. So I'll be looking for price to visit the 160 in the near term. Next one is BlackBerry, BB. Look at how we're coiling on this side right here, and this is pushing down, and I'm looking for more like a divergence in this case. Okay, our RSI is 47%, so I'm looking for this price action here, for this area to hold. If we can hold this area, we should be all right. That is our 50 EMA. So I'm expecting more price action come this week on BB. Okay, BBY, Bed Bath and Beyond. This one is really choppy, so I'm looking for price. Since we failed this area, if we don't hold this $31 spot, then we'll pull back down to $30 on BBBY. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is going to be VISL. Keep an eye on VISL because this trend is really holding, and we're not in the overbought or oversold. We're just perfect. Okay, 58% and 59%, which is really still good. Right now I'm expecting price to visit, break through this trend towards the 325 and then 350. If we can hold this 350 area, I think we can push towards $4 on VISL. VISL also has options as well, so I'll be looking for maybe the 250 call options on VISL. Tesla is a beauty because why? We are flagging, and though we have this huge amount of wick right here, but I'm still bullish on Tesla. Even if we pull back to the 665, 670 spot. Okay, and then we continue pushing higher. We actually broke this area. Technically, I'm expecting price to retest the breakout spot. If we hold the breakout spot, then we can continue pushing higher. But right now, we have our support right here around the 665 spot on Tesla, guys. I wish I've been calling this that we have our inverse head and shoulder on this one. So this is the left side and this is the right side. So this here is our head, right? So I'm expecting price to hold this area of $11.50 spot, and then if we can break the $12, I think we'll be able to push back to retest this area. If this area hold, and then we continue pushing higher. If this $11 spot does not hold, then I think we will visit this $10 spot. Okay, if $10 don't hold, then we'll pull back down to make a double bottom on this other side. So keep an eye on Wish. I like the volume that got traded, because if you compare this volume right here to this right here, there's nothing here, but there's huge amount of volume being traded, you know, in the past month on Wish. We also have Clove. Clove also, let's see, this is our trend. So this area is our area of support. We have the 200 moving average right here around this 1083. So I'm expecting price to hold this area, and then we can test this downtrend right here on Clove. Okay, Apple, I call Apple to 140. So we are here at 140. We close at 140 technically. So I'm expecting price to bounce around this area. We can push and then pull back, but all this will depend on the market. I like the volume that came in. Okay, so that means we're able to push through this 140 resistance spot. Okay, let's look at the next one is Space. Space, I have some call options. I have the $40 call options now and $45 call options. So what I'm expecting this to do is to hold this area. One thing you have to understand is, if we break out, most times the stock pull back to retest that breakout spot and then continue pushing higher, right? So that is what is happening right now on Space, SPCE. Okay, I wasn't really too fond of the CEO on CNBC when he was on, and the price was just pushing and pushing lower. So I don't like them when the stock is actually doing good. I don't like the CEO to start going on CNBC, most especially if I'm on the long side, right? So I don't like them going on CNBC and start talking stuff about their stock, because that would just lead it down. So there was a good technical analysis on my stock tweet that day that this stock is looking to cover the gap, because there was a huge gap, and that intraday gap, and we covered that gap. Now we have to look for a bounce on SPCE. Take a look at the call option side. On the call option side, looking at the 30th July, I'm on the in the 16th one, July 16th. So now I will be closing most of my July 16 trades. Okay, come this week, I will be looking to close out the July 16 ones, because some of them are in the money, some of them are not. Those ones that are not, I will try as much as I can to manage those trades. So now I will be looking for call options on this weekly, this 30 July one. So for this, I'll be looking at where the boys are buying. We have volume here around the 45 call options, 50 call options, and 55, and lastly 60. So for me, because we are expiring 26, I will be in the money. Okay, and I'll be looking for the 45s or the 50 call options. So this one is just 25-cent spread, which is still within the criteria. So I'll be looking for $50 call options and the $45 call options on this one, but the 45 we take priority over the 50. Okay, that is for SPCE Virgin Galactic. Next is going to be BYND. BYND is also a beauty. I'm expecting this to actually, remember I talked about price retesting, right? We are pulling back to retest this breakout spot. You know, so I'll be looking for 145, 150 call options. Okay, and on the downside, I'll be looking for 140 put options, okay, or 145 put options on BYND. Let's take a look at it on this option chain. Okay, so we have this one right here, 65, we have 31, and we are around that area. So 150 call options is giving us 855 to 975. We don't have much, so go to the next one, which is the 65. So the spread is better than the previous one, 152.5. In this case, then I will be looking to go out of the money on this trade, but we don't have much volume coming in, so I wouldn't mess with this one at all. Okay, and let's look at the close ones, right? So yeah, look at the 150. We have a good amount of spread, you know, 40 cent by 40 cents spread, but go further, 670, the volume is 670, so 350 and 380, that's a 30-second spread, which is a 155 call option, so that can still work. On the put side, you'll be looking, see how, compare this open interest to this open interest, right? You have more people buying the puts on a BYND compared to, you know, the volume. Look at the volume. The highest on this chain right now is what, 670 contract. Now look at the put side. Okay, we have the volume like 1200, 1000. So, you know, most people are expecting BYND to pull back. Okay, that is what they're expecting, because if you take a look at the chart, they're expecting it to pull back to retest that area. So if you understand option chain, you can as well understand the price action, what the stock is going to do. Like I said, we're pulling back, so most of them, they are buying that put options, the 150, 152 put options, just perhaps to hedge their position and looking for a direction. Look at the open interest. The open interest is crazy. Look at that. And look at the open interest on this side, not that much, right? But look at the open interest on the put side. So you have more bearish thinking than bullish thinking on BYND. I hope you enjoyed this segment, weekend watch list for options and on you know, those recommendations. So I will say thank you guys for being here, thank you for listening, and thank you for watching the video, guys. If you have any questions, concerns, just email me at tradingsuccessshow@gmail.com, and let's get this money together, guys. Peace and love, guys. Bye bye.